You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. I'm feeling much better, and it's time for the weekly entertainment wrap-up. Starting with Warner Brothers and their big news this week, they have announced that they have a slew of movies planned for the future, including 10 DC movies, 3 Lego movies, and 3 Harry Potter spin-off movies. Warner Brothers has been very busy this week, making major announcements, exciting many fans. It'll be interesting to see what kind of information we get as time goes on and these projects get closer and closer to their release date. But until then, it is an exciting time. Speaking of Warner Brothers, rumor has it that the Justice League movie and the Justice League sequel may already have their villains. Brainiac is rumored to be in the first Justice League as the main villain, followed by Darkseid for the sequel. While these are not confirmed and are just rumors, it's been said that DC is trying to up the ante on their movies and they want to hit a home run with their villains, and Darkseid and Brainiac being 2 of the more popular villains in the DC universe. So we'll see what happens a couple of years down the road when we finally get to see these movies, who's going to be playing these villains, and if they are indeed the villains that will be portrayed in the movie. Now on the flip side of those villains is the Justice League superheroes, and a number of them are getting their own movies. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and The Flash, to name a few, as well as Cyborg, will be getting solo films in the coming future to represent the Justice League when they're not together, much like the Avengers. And it'll be interesting to see how well they do, considering that these movies are coming out after the first Justice League movie, where Avengers was set up by their superheroes having their own individual films before Avengers came out. Let's see if this approach works for Warner Brothers and DC. And finally, what seems to be probably one of the biggest leaks for the Batman vs. Superman movie, an extra on the set of the film went against his contractual agreement and leaked news regarding information on the movie. The biggest one was the reveal that Jenna Malone would be portraying Carrie Kelly, who is the female Robin in Frank Miller's series. To further confirm this, Jenna Malone has been seen on set. For those of you who are not familiar with Jenna Malone, she was in Sucker Punch and she was in the sequel to The Hunger Games. Pretty decent actress. I thought Carrie Kelly was 13 in that series, but maybe a couple of years have passed. So we'll see how this plays out and we'll see how fans react. Chances are more uneducated fans will be very surprised to hear this. But for those of you who follow Batman and are hardcore, are very familiar with this, how do you feel about Carrie Kelly being played by Jenna Malone and a female Robin being in the Batman vs. Superman movie? And finally, in regards to Warner Brothers, that is not superhero related, Pacific Rim 2 will be set to begin filming next year in November. Furthermore, Guillermo del Toro expressed his hopeful, wishful thinking that he will get a third movie as well to cap off the trilogy of the kaiju film. Legendary also announced that the animated series for the upcoming movie will be a bridge between the first movie leading into the second movie, so hopefully we will be getting that animated series soon so we can have some kaiju, something to bite on while we wait for all these great monster movies coming out down the road. Okay, now on to Star Wars, and while this is not a major leak as it's been in the last couple of weeks, Warwick Davis has been confirmed to be in Star Wars Episode 7. It is unknown what role he will play, but for those of you who are unfamiliar, he was an Ewok in Return of the Jedi playing Wicket, the little Ewok that ran into Leia when we first saw them. And it should be pretty exciting to see what role he's going to play. And it'll be, it kind of has me wondering as to whether or not we're going to see some Ewoks in this movie. So it should be pretty interesting. Well, how old would Wicket be at this point? Okay, and we can't have a weekly entertainment wrap-up without talking about Marvel. The Doctor Strange movie is still looking for their primary lead. And after things fell through with Joaquin Phoenix, there are 3 finalists up for the job: Colin Farrell, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Keanu Reeves. So who would you like to see play Doctor Strange in the Marvel movie, which is supposed to be released in 2016? They better get their act together. And in probably the biggest bombshell this week, Even with all the news from DC, the one that's getting the most attention is the confirmation of Robert Downey Jr. reprising his role as Iron Man for the Captain America 3 movie. And the first thing coming to everybody's mind is whether or not this is going to be the Civil War. While I personally don't think that's what's going to be the case, it doesn't matter if it's the Civil War or anything else they have planned. Captain America 3 is sure to be a big finish for the first Avenger trilogy. And finally, last Sunday was the premiere of The Walking Dead, which will be also showing its second episode sometime tonight. And you can catch that review here on E.T.N later on tonight, shortly after the episode. But it turned out to be the biggest opening episode in the history of the show, and rightfully so, as I felt it's the best opening episode they've ever had. 17 million viewers plus to watch that show, and it was fantastic. So it should be interesting to see how the second episode is going to follow up. It's got a tough act to follow, but I think it'll be pretty good. And that's your weekly entertainment wrap-up. Be sure to check out E.T.N's podcast, where we recently discussed The Walking Dead, Ubisoft Gaming, DC, and Marvel in more detail. You can check the link in the description to listen to that episode or download it at your convenience. My guest host that day was Xander Scullion. It was recorded this past Friday, so be sure to check that out for more entertainment talk. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.